Hi, we're Jim and Myra Wright.
Welcome to Right Around the World.
Let's talk missions. Hi, it's Jim and Myra. We're actually way up in the mountains of Albania, and as you land at the Tirana airport, you look up at the mountains and you see this city up on the village, up on the mountainside, and it's beautiful and picturesque. That's the village, the city of Kruje. Kruje is a place of great history. You can see behind us the castle of Kruje, and the history behind this is fascinating because back in the 1400s, the Ottoman Empire ruled this area, and they came here to Kruje and they took a little boy. They took a little boy hostage and they took him back to Istanbul, and there they trained him in all of the ways of being Turkish, and sound a little bit like the story of Daniel. However, as he rose in the ranks, he became a soldier, and then he became a general, became a good friend of the Sultan, and because of that he was elevated. He had his own army, and so he would lead his army in battle for the Turks, and finally in 1443 he decided enough is enough, and he went into battle with the Turks. But then at a signal, the other men who were Albanians in his group turned against the others, and they ran, and they came back here to Kruje where he had grown up. And because the news had not reached here of his desertion, the Muslims just let him right in. They came in, they took over the castle, and there he set up a rebellion, a reign against the Turkish overlords. A few years later, down here in Lej, there was the League of Lej, where all of the kings, warlords, castle rulers came together, and they agreed that Skanderbeo would be first amongst equals. And they were going to work together, and they raised a 10,000-man army, and they went and basically did guerrilla warfare against all of these other armies that the Turkish sent against them. There were 25 battles during the next 25 years, and during those 25 battles he won all of them except for two, and in those two he was betrayed, once by his uncle and once by someone else, but he lost those two battles because of that. He was brilliant when it came to strategy, because he understood the way the Turks did their business, and because he knew the Turks, he could defeat them. The interesting thing is that when his uncle defected and went over to the Turks, he realized, now my uncle knows me, and so I'm going to have to do things a little bit differently. And so he went and changed things up. Instead of attacking the force, he told all of his army men to go up into the hills and to hide and to wait for his signal. And sure enough, they waited, and that was in May, and it wasn't until September that he sent the signal, and when the Turks weren't expecting it, they all converged on the Turks and defeated them, sent them packing. It was great. They recaptured his uncle and sent him to prison in Italy. But in any case, fascinating story. Now, behind here, you're going to see the castle. We'll show you a little footage of that. But this castle is being rebuilt. You can see the boards up on the outside. There used to be scaffolding, but in any case, it is a beautiful place to visit, because there is such tremendous history about Skanderbeo. He is considered one of the primary, if not the primary, hero of Albania. The other one, of course, being what's her name? Sister Teresa? Not
Nana Teresa.
Yeah, Mother Teresa. There we go. Not sister.
She's known for being from Calcutta. If you ask any Albanian, she is Albanian.
Supposedly she was born here, in any case. But that's a little bit about the history. Now, a little bit about the flag. The flag of Albania, we think, is just plain striking. We love it. It's beautiful. It has a two-headed eagle, and you talk to different Albanians, and they'll give you different reasons for it having two heads, the north and the south. the fact that Skanderbeo rebelled against, and so there's the two heads there. I don't know. I'm sure maybe you can tell us why. But one thing is there are 25 feathers on this eagle, representing the 25 battles that were fought. And well, yeah, he only won 23. Oh, okay. So, in any case, it's a beautiful flag, and we enjoy seeing it on things. So, anyway, that's it for the history and the flag. You know, we have been asked quite a bit, what is it like to be in a foreign country, and do people respond to you as Americans? So.
Mm-hmm. And when we're asked, that it's very easy for us, because we walk into a restaurant, let's just say a restaurant,
okay,
and we sit down and they hear us speak English, and they're like, why are you here in our country? So the first thing we can we get to answer is why we're here. We're replacing missionaries, we're replacing pastors, and taking their place, helping their church. And so it's an open door for us to share why we're in a country. So right off the bat, and especially here, it's never bad to say you're an American.
No.
Their response is always, oh, you're from America, how wonderful. They see it as the land of opportunity, the land of dreams come true. They have no idea that it's normal.
But that does present a real advantage for us, an opportunity for us when we meet someone, because the custom here is to immediately say, let's go for coffee. Mm-hmm. They're very willing to go for coffee with us because we are Americans. 59% of the people here identify as Muslim. I think it's like 13% that consider themselves Christian, but when they say Christian, they're talking, Russian Orthodox or, Rome Catholic. And the amount of people that understand the gospel of Jesus Christ, the way the Bible teaches it, is less than 1%. And the majority of the people, even though they might say, oh, I'm Muslim, would really come right out and say, I really don't practice any religion at all. No.
They might go for their special holidays. Mm-hmm. And that might be once or twice a year, maybe. But it's the tradition of their family.
It is more of a cultural thing, a traditional thing. It is not a heart thing. Mm-hmm. Now you'll see behind us a minaret. This is a Bektashi minaret, if I understand correctly. The Bektashi are a sect of Muslim that is very mystical, and they're kind of a strange bunch, but they're also a very secular bunch. Mm-hmm. And so they're a little bit easier to deal with than some of the others.
And most of the Christians that we have met that have come out of the Muslim religion, have been Bektashi, because they're open to hear what you have to say. They're curious, which is really cool, because in America we really only know of the Shiite and the Sunni.
Yeah.
And there are there are quite a few others, and that's something that we learned while we were here in Albania.
Yeah. There are 2.5 million souls here in Albania. And we are praying that the Lord will send individuals, people who understand the Word of God, and they understand that the gospel of Jesus Christ, the good news is that salvation is not by works, but rather a free gift that God extends to all men. And so we would encourage you to pray for the land of Albania. Pray that God will send laborers into his harvest field, and maybe even for you, consider missions.
It's not as scary as you think.
No. Consider missions. Hey, subscribe, like our channel if you would. We'd appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Help us broaden our outreach by liking and subscribing below.
And maybe even a share.
Thanks again, and may His best blessings be yours.